Hey, this is Jack from Alpha Charts with a stocks to watch video. Today is May 22nd, 2022. Before we get started, this video is for informational purposes only. These are not recommendations to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security. Now, you may hold positions in some of the equities mentioned. Know your time frame and risk tolerance. All right. Also, if you haven't done so yet, please like and subscribe to this video. Really does help me out. I appreciate it. Thank you, everyone that already has done that. Again, you are appreciated. And one more note is I'm a little injured right now. I have a broken finger, so my typing is going to get a little bit worse than normal. Okay, so there's that. All right, so let's get going here. S&P is in a, just every market is in a bear market downtrend. With that being said, there will be rallies within the bear market. And I think we're at a place where we may see one of those rallies. We're fairly extended from all the moving averages. And I think that we need maybe a move higher. So I've identified some potential ideas for that, to play those balances again. So everything I'm doing today is going to be, probably on shorter term time frames, days, maybe, a week max, but I think there could be some powerful moves for me, a week, maybe even 2 weeks, who knows? But there could be some powerful moves to come. All right. So just, again, know what time frame I'm kind of talking on. And also I'm playing this week less individual names and more ETFs, because I think there's some safety in going with the ETF than individual name in this type of market specifically. If we were in an uptrend, that wouldn't be the same type of thinking, but we're not. Okay. First off is actually small caps, and hopes I can do this. Small caps, IWM. So I think IWM is an interesting play right here, because we came into an area of significant resistance in the past. And now we came into it, and then we bounced, we came over here, and so far we've made a higher low, right? So you could easily play against this higher low, which is 171.79, right? So you got a good risk reward there. If you have a slightly longer time frame or a little more, smaller position size, you can even go against this low. I'm sorry, right there, which is 168.90. But with that being said, I think that this is a good place. Again, we're not aligned bullishly. This is just playing against the idea that this support, which is held here and now is held here, and now we may be starting to get that move higher again. It was a 5-wave move down into it. Again, this is just for a bounce play, not for like this new sustained uptrend or saying that we're going to switch to a bull market. I think that maybe something like this could happen, or something like this could happen, right? But why not play it again on a shorter term time frame, in days instead of weeks or months, and make some alpha out of it. So IWM is my first idea. Second one is going to be solar ETF, TAN. So this one's kind of interesting. Now, TAN, we've been talking about oil names for a long time, and maybe clean energy is going to start to get a bid. As you can see, is back above all the moving averages and coming into the 50-day. So that looks really nice. Has this kind of double bottom potential to it. So even if it doesn't confirm, $78 is up here, about what, 15% or so, something like that. And then that's where the 200-day moving averages, right? And then we could see what happens at that point. And again, manage risk maybe against the moving averages, maybe a shorter term moving average. And if it keeps going higher, great. If it doesn't, we just stop out and make our 10 to 15% and be done with it. But I think TAN looks pretty good to get at least back into this 77-ish area, $76, $77, something like that. There's a lot of congestion right here in the 76 area. Anyway, so TAN looks pretty good. Next up is LIT, L-I-T. It's a lithium ETF. Okay, talk about lithium batteries again, the clean energy idea. So it's been in a downtrend, but now we're starting to see again a bullish cross here, and prices back above the 50-day. All right, we can't say that, and 50 days flat. So we can't say that about a lot of things, but lithium ETF, the Global X Lithium and Battery ETF. Again, there's going to be holdings from around the world in this particular ETF. And maybe that's a good thing. But again, it's a very bullish looking setup. Maybe my favorite this week. Doesn't mean it can't pull back and retest this area one more time, but I really like it, especially if it gets above this downtrend line. That would be awesome. So lithium, LIT. Rare earth minerals, REMX. So this one had an area of support, resistance right over here, very clear. It undercut it, and then it came right back. All right, so and it came back with nice volume, which I really like. So now, maybe gonna get a bullish cross on the shorter term moving averages. Maybe this, comes into, this 104 or maybe even 109 area. And again, at that point, who knows? You just play it with, with a higher stop loss, protect your cost basis if it does get up here. If it doesn't, you may be out at $94. So that's, maybe a 3%, 3 or 4%, stop. Not bad, right? Play small, maybe, in this way you're protecting your capital. But I like how this is setting up here. It looks like it wants higher. Again, REMX, rare earth minerals. Okay. And another play similar to the lithium play, because there's going to have some overlap here. There's also some of the EV car companies. In this particular one is BATT, BATT. It's a lithium and battery technology ETF, very, very similar. Maybe a little thinly traded. Let's see what it looks like. So lit has a lot more liquidity into it. So I would, if I'm going to play this idea, I'm going to play it with the LIT name probably, but just one, they are made of different things. And this one also is has this undercut and now trying to go back through. Again, one more thing, the lit looks a little bit better here because you already have the bullish cross here, and it's a little bit closer to it's actually above the flat 50-day. So definitely, again, and plus the liquidity issue, lit looks better. All right, so there's that. Next up is going to be some commodities. Okay, agriculture, DBA. So this is an ETF that's based on agriculture names only: wheat, corn, soybeans, all that kind of stuff. And so I liked it last week, and it did pull back a little bit. No big deal, because I'm not expecting it to. Let's just go to weekly just so you can see why this is important. Again, it pulled back right where it kind of is supposed to. I mean, up for the week just slightly, but again, pulled back right where it's supposed to. Again, and maybe it needs to make a little, maybe the pullback's not done yet, but I do like it. You play it against the 50-day, 22.13. That's not much of a pullback. Is it going to be the fastest mover? Probably not. I mean, there has been moments where we went from 20 to 21. That's pretty good. 5-6%. I mean, whatever it is. But it's in an uptrend, and I think that's the most important part. So agriculture ETF, that one looks pretty good. And then there's also DBC, which is just a straight up commodity ETF. So it's going to have everything from agriculture to gasoline, oil, gold, whatever. It's going to have a whole lot of stuff in there. And again, another one that looks pretty good. It keeps kind of bumping up here, 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and making kind of a VCP type look to it. Kind of dry up in the volume, getting tight in here. So DBC commodity index looks really nice too. And then again, you get all commodities basically in this one, broad range at least. And again, looks really, really good from my standpoint. Again, is it gonna be the fastest mover? Nope. But is it, if you get this, uptrend is uptrend, right? And it's hard to find them. So if you got to be in something, be in what's going up. Next one up is going to be USO oil. Again, it may be poison at DBC, right? If this breaks to the upside, chances are there's going to be a lot of movement in the commodity area, right? A lot of stuff's going on there. So we'll see. It has not broken out yet, but again, if you go to a line chart, it's a little bit cleaner looking, but it is above all the moving averages, and they are moving higher. So the expectation would be this would break to the upside. And if it breaks down, then we're in a completely different situation. And so then we have to reassess what our theories are, and what we expect going forward. That would be an expectation breaker. But as of right now, the expectation is this is going to pop. and move probably much higher. That's USO. Also, we got to talk about UNG. I forgot one of my commodities. That's fine. So UNG, it's kind of loose in here, so I don't like that. I like the USO much better because it's tightening, but it is an uptrend, so I wanted to just point it out. Again, not my favorite play at this point, but we'll see. I'm not gonna close my mind to it. Again, just a little bit loose in there. And the last one is wheat. And I meant to mention this one was more on the commodity, on the agriculture commodity section. Has this strong, powerful move from 7 to 12. Right, that's a huge move in a very short period of time. So commodities can move quickly, and then it came back, it retraced, and now is making higher lows the whole time. So I know somebody's like, oh, it's going to fall apart, whatever. But remember, as it's pulling back, what are we seeing? We're seeing a lack of sellers, right? Volume is decreasing. It's an uptrend above, all of its major, moving averages. I guess the smallest, the 9 days is kind of curling over a little bit, but the 23 and the 50 and the 200 and everything is kind of just moving up and to the right. So again, you may need to have a little patience with this. Maybe it pulls back to the 23-day, 11 and a quarter. I don't know, but just be aware that but this looks pretty good. This looks pretty good. Maybe a cup and handle type look to it. Maybe a VCP is going to make, maybe it pulls back to here and then it rebounds and then, kind of gets choppier. Then you get the breakout, and the breakout could happen in a week or 2 weeks potentially. But pulling back to 23, that'd be a great risk reward entry. Okay. So I had 10 names for you today. Most of them are ETFs. Actually, they're all ETFs from what I can tell you. Again, just for the safety of the ETF, again, picking specific stocks in this type of market is much harder. And we all need to kind of protect ourselves, protect our mental capital and our equity curves. So that's what I got for you there. Top five from last week. Let me just go over those real fast because I think it's worth it. I talked about Oxy last week. Came back and retested again. I think the oil and gas names are going to be overdone a little bit. I could be wrong, and maybe they pop here. It's just a retest. So again, didn't do anything technically wrong here. Just maybe getting a little loose in its price action. ALB, that's a lithium name, right? And so we have like lithium names. So if you want to do a lithium name, ALB is still a legit name, and you could potentially play this one to the upside here if you want a specific name. It looks pretty good. I talked about DBA last week. Again, didn't do anything wrong, just pulled right back into the moving averages. And then I also talked about USO. It continues to consolidate. We talked about that already. I talked about UNG. It was up for the week, but was it up for the week? It was up for the week, just barely, 5%, not just barely, nice little bit. But again, I don't like the looseness in here. Again, if it breaks this downtrend line again, excuse me, you can play it, but not loving it. And I talked about wheat and wheat again. It's just pulled back into the moving averages, isn't doing anything wrong. These, we can't expect 1 week for everything to pop out, it's in this type of market, right? We know the market you're in. Again, my top 5 this week, I'm going to ETFs, LIT, DBA, DVC, USO, and TAN. And I'm gonna throw wheat in there again too. I kind of like this wheat chart. I think it's gonna move higher. I like how there's a dry pump volume down here. All right, so that's what I have for you. Good luck out there. Stay safe. Don't be a hero. Play it small. I mean, what else can I say? And buy things that are going up. That's it. All right. So thanks for watching. Good luck. Stay safe out there. Again, if you like these videos, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at AlphaCharts365. Always posting ideas on there and scans and things I see. And all right. Have a good day. Bye.